back once again. So, yes, dear. Cool. Okay.
Coming up
So,
step, Bubby had the radio a little loud. She goes,
yeah.
"What the crap is that noise?"
Alright, so. Alright, so that's a lovely introduction. But we're back. Now, the reason why I went off WWE to back to Call of Duty is I am going to be able to pay attention because I got my mindset going. So, like I was sitting there saying, I just let myself get beat up by myself. No one beat me up. No one's beaten me up. Everyone's been great support. It's just I don't support myself like I used to.
I know you're not ready
And
to go.
that was like the biggest
I know
problem.
you're not ready to go to bed, so sit down there and watch TV.
So that's been like my biggest problem is I don't support myself anymore. I've been, beating myself up over that stuff, over it, and I'm not supporting myself anymore like I used to. Considering I used to be my biggest support system. And it's like I can't let myself I can't allow myself to fail, which is the worst possible thing you could do is to sit there and think that you can't fail. And my battery's running low, so let's hook her up as I get killed. And so with doing and it's just like with doing all this, it's like I'm not allowing myself to, not allowing it to happen. And that was dirty. All that. And but I was saying, like my biggest problem is I wouldn't let myself accept the fact that I was allowed to fail, and that was the biggest problem with everything. And
no man put those on.
and once you do that, man, the moment you don't let yourself do something like that, and in your head, you're expected to be quote unquote perfect, which no one's perfect, by the way. Because by any means, I was never perfect during that whole process, but I had the mindset to do what I needed to do. And and it's like watching those old videos, I was cooking my own meals, I was doing my own damn thing, and it's like I just out of nowhere, it's like boom, done, over, gone. And I mean, some personal stuff came up that I'm not going to ever talk about on this channel because it's not. Honestly, it's none of y'all's business. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know, in the long run, though, that I think mentally that fucked a lot of things up. But I shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't be afraid. I shouldn't be afraid to make a mistake or fail at something, knowing that I could get my ass back up and do it again. Shh. She's sitting there yelling. But but I never let myself stop because I would just pick myself right back up and go at it again. I'd make a mistake, learn from that mistake. Later that day, I'd be right back at what I need to do. This time I make a mistake. Oh, nope, can't do it. Never, never again. Won't be able to do it. We're gonna fail. I just can't be afraid to I just can't be afraid to go with it like I used to. You know what I mean? Because going with it was me. That was what I was good. That's what I could do, and I could take the world by the horns and just kick its ass. Plenty of times I've done that. Plenty of times. And it's like, but the thing is, it's like the mentality is there that I'm not allowed to fuck up. I'm not allowed to fail. I'm not allowed to not do good at something, because the moment I feel like that, it's like, oh hey, you know, you failed at this, makes you know you're gonna fail at it again and again and again and again. So, you know, why bother? Why put the effort into it? Oops. When I put effort into a lot of shit, I didn't never let myself give up like that. You gotta think, I went from being proud to saying, hey, you know what I did a year or so ago, man, I lost 200 pounds. I lost almost 300 pounds in that time. And now it's like, oh, hey, guess what I did? I gained almost all that fucking weight back. And I'm like 2 steps away from being on my 600-pound weight. So, like, I'm literally like a biscuit away from being on that fucking show. And I don't like that. I mean, I love the show, don't get me wrong. That's like one of my favorite shows to watch, because it shows, to me, it shows a great characteristic of, you know what, you're gonna fuck up, but it's okay. Because even if you fuck up, you still have a life that you gotta live. And you still gotta be able to accept the fact that you're gonna have setbacks. And when you have a setback, that setback shouldn't stop you from being proud of yourself for what you've accomplished through so much. Because in all reality, if I would sit here and tell you guys about how my life was, there's people that I've met that are surprised that my ass is still breathing. Sorry, I had to spit. There's people that are still like surprised that my ass is still remotely breathing because of some of the shit I've had to go through and deal with in my lifetime. But you know what? I should have never let that get me down. Because in all reality, that's just a piss ass poor excuse to be like, oh, you know what? I let it get me down. It beat me. And before, I would get so fucking mad at something like that I would sit there and nothing could stop me. Literally nothing could stop me from doing it. And I let it stop me. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not proud of that statement. To an extent, the only reason I'm saying I'm not proud of that statement is because of where, you know, I've always been a hard ass at everything. You know, I'm not one of those hard asses though that I don't degrade people. I don't degrade people if they mess up. I don't degrade people. I don't make them feel like they're worthless or anything like that. Because there's a lot of people in this world that are full of bullshit that do that to people, and I don't see why or how or what's the point. Why try to uplift yourself by dragging other people down? That's not how shit works. How shit works is that we're supposed to have each other's backs as humans and be able to be like, hey man, you know what? I'm proud of you. You're still alive. And I have a great support system. I'm not saying I don't, but trust me, I do. You know, I got misses, I got my kids, I got a few friends that I work with that are such a great support system, and they make me take the responsibility for my fuck ups. But the thing is, there's a difference between making someone take a responsibility for a fuck up and then making somebody feel stupid or bad because they did that fuck up. And that's the difference in everything. And you may think I'm lying, but trust me, I'm not lying when I say that. Because if you make somebody feel bad for a fuck up, then you know what? That just means, in all retrospect, you're just as miserable as anybody else on this planet because all you do is fuck up. And you can't make somebody feel bad for shit like that. That's just not what you do to people. And me, I could sit here when somebody fucks up. In my point of view, depending on the mess, on it, the mess, on the mistake. You know, to me, when it comes to your family, like especially your kids, like leave them in a car or something, you're a fuck up. You're just absolute fuck up. If you leave them in a hot ass car and all that stuff. But if you call off work and because you're just not mentally feeling it that day, that's not a fuck up. That's you worrying about your mental health. And it's sad in today's society. You have to be worried about, man, if I call off, I'm gonna lose my job, blah blah blah. When in reality, it used to be against law for companies to downgrade somebody for calling off for, being that way. And now, you know, when it comes to like an aspect of life to where, see, like my big problem is if I do something for myself, I feel selfish. And this is try to pound in my head that I'm not selfish. When I want to go buy myself food, like my egg whites and stuff like that, because in my head, the $30-40 I spent on myself for groceries, that could have been $30-40 I spent on Gizmo or Sour Patch or something like that. And let's see what vendor we want to work on. Work on this a little bit. And I got to get that in my head that I'm allowed to get myself stuff like that because that's what I need. I need that for myself, but it's in my head that, you know what, you can't do this. I need to quit doing that to myself. So, and I need to take my own damn advice sometimes. Yes, I know. I need to take my own damn advice when it comes to certain stuff and certain aspects of everything. But, like I said, I'm one of those people that can give advice better than I can follow my advice. Just trust me, if I could follow my damn advice, I wouldn't be in the situation that I am now. So I was able to do that. So clean out my mouth here that I dip in. But um, but in all aspects of myself, there are times I will say I hate myself, just for the sole purpose of what I've let myself get into. And it's literally one of the worst things you can say is that you hate yourself for that. Because it's like you're not allowing yourself to have a mistake in your life. You know what I mean? And not one damn person on this planet has never went through life without a mistake. You know, even the most holiest people on this planet have made them fuck ups, and that I'm talking about like the popes and the whatever. And you know, anybody and everybody fucks up every now and then. And I made the mistake of letting myself hate myself for that shit. Like tenfold, man. And that was the worst damn thing I could have possibly done to myself. Is allow myself to hate myself for something that okay. And sorry. But yeah, it's like in all reality, and yeah. So I guess you're not paying attention. But and but you know, I might after this I might do a video. I might do a video after this.
It's right there in the floor. Here, get a drink. You're gonna have one hiccup. Come on. Find it. Come here, big drink. Come here. Big drink.
So I might pick up a video after this. So that's all. And now don't you get on that table. Don't get on the
Daddy
table.
said no.
You're too big. Come here.
Daddy Rose.
Love you. Good night. Okay, so after this I might hook up the phone. I'm gonna get on my phone and do a video. So that way get it all done and everything.
Come back one.
Okay, so wait for this to end so that way I can end this, and I'll go ahead and
I see.
like I said, I'll be back in a minute.